Welcome. It's September, and you know what that means. Spooky season. So this is my first non-unboxing video. I promise I will get to my travel vlog soon. Not sure when. I finally have my office set up so I can actually start editing. This will be easier to edit because it's more recent. I'll have to go through it. But yes, welcome. I hope you love spooky season. I know I do. Yeah, I'm wearing my little spooky season dress. I got my little witchy. Oh, actually, it's on backwards. Ha! I didn't even notice that. Let's fix this up real quick. There we go. Got my little witchy hat on. Got my, what's this brand? I forgot, but I love, Love Stitches purse. I'm all ready. I got more things, but who knows where they are. So this is going to be basically, so my bookcase over here. So my bookcase, which the top shelf is all romance and it's all ones I read, and the rest is just a mix, and I haven't read any of them except down here. I have read some of these. So if you can see the pretty edges, that means I've read it before and I just want them on my spooky. The rest, and there's so many, as you can see, a lot, are ones I've been collecting, and I say I'm gonna read them. I don't know. It's been a tough couple of months for me. My average was like 10 to 15 books a month. I've been lucky barely making 5, but I actually did finish one book this month, and today's September 2nd. I wanted to do September 1st, but my Sunday was not a great day. But I did manage to read my first book in this, and she's actually gonna go in my other shelves where I have all my favorite books, and I have Her Majesty's Royal Coven 1 and 2. I forgot what. Shadow Cabinet. So this is a prequel. I'm not the biggest fan of novellas, but I will say that, I'm in socks and I'm slipping. It was just really, really nicely written. And basically, so Her Majesty's Royal Coven is a really great book. Juno Dawson is a trans female, and she basically wrote it as a fuck you to J.K. Rowling, or at least that's how I heard another booktuber describe it, and I agree. And it deals with a lot of things. It's kind of like, dealing with, it's like these different witches that, like, the government knows about them, but the public doesn't. And they, and it's dealing with, like, inclusion, like, oh my gosh, I forgot the term. And it's dealing with, like, having different, races in here. Like, there's, like, a whole BIPOC coven made because they didn't feel included in the original one, and it's a great one. The Sully Child Prophecy, and it's an amazing book. This has nothing to do with that. It's basically the founding of Her Majesty's Royal Coven by a girl, Anne Boleyn. Of course it's gonna be Anne Boleyn. As a huge history nerd, and I had an obsession with Tudor England, I ate this up. I love how she tried to keep it realistic. Obviously, talking about real witches, I would love to think witches are real, and Anne Boleyn was a real one, but so obviously it's fantasy, but it's just so well written. And now I'm not the greatest fan of novellas. I need to buy more Juno Dawson books because this was just amazing. So I guess this book's probably gonna be my recommendations and in my TBR, because technically it's my TBR. I just finished it before I did this. So super excited about this one. Fairy Loot edition. I think they still have more in the fairy shop. So next one up is Castle of the Curse, and I really don't know much about this. I know it takes place in the Gothic castle, so hence I will create doing this really pretty edition. I'm super stoked to read it. I think this might be next. I really love that there's some Spanish. By the way, if you've been watching, I asked my husband and he said that this is actually proper Spanish. I refuse to believe. He said it's just more poetic. And yeah, I think it takes place, like this girl who her parents died and she has survivor's guilt, and now she's going to live in a Gothic castle that's like a central family home in Spain. And I think there is some Spanish in here. My husband was like looking in here, and there's like some Spanish, not a lot obviously. So this might be next up, we'll see. I'm excited. So next one up is, I just got this. It's such a pretty edition from Fairy Loot. You can see my, thanks Fairy Loot. Oh, Luma Crate, whoops. You can see my unboxing. And it's Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. I'm super excited to read this. Might take a little bit of time. It gave me spooky vibes, like, you know, seeing this. I'm not 100% sure if it's really spooky, but you know, it deals with like murder and magic. But I guess so does a lot of my books since I read fantasy. We'll see. I just put it on here as a maybe I'll get to it. This is from my Fairy Loot Adult, which is Long Live Evil. I've heard really great things about this. You can also see my unboxing for this. And I believe it's like the main character dies and she wakes up and she's like the villain in some story or something. I'm not sure. I've heard really great things about this, so definitely going to be trying to prioritize this one. This goes with another thing. I'm just gonna put it up there. So this one is from Luma Crate from a few years ago. It's called After the Forest, by Kel Woods. I haven't really heard too much about it, but I know it has to do with like Hansel and Gretel. It's kind of like a retelling of them, and it just gave me like, you know, if I don't read in spooky season, I might try to read this in November, where it's like kind of like you got the winter vibes and like the fall vibes. That's just getting that kind of vibes. So definitely would love to get into this. And then also, oh, it's not here. Oh, the Forest Grimm is another one. I feel like Luma Crate and Fairy Loot both at the same time did very similar ones. And this I know is my Owl Crate edition of The Depths, which is like this young girl who's like forced to go on this remote island for her mom's honeymoon or something, and she feels like there's something weird going on in the island, and it's just, she finds out it's like some crazy history and she's not sure what's happening, and things just don't seem what they are. Like, let's see, deep down underneath it all, the island heartbeats. So I think by Nicole Lesperance. Feels like it's like YA horror, so I'm intrigued for that one. This is another Owl Crate, I think. So it's another, this, just look at the cover. Like, you're telling me, like, this has to be a YA horror. So it's called Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrews. Basically, this girl who's like had a horrible childhood and she was gonna burn down her childhood home. She goes through a walkthrough and then she sees like her childhood best friend that she thought died was in the basement, chained up. So that sounds really intense, and I'm just like, how is this? How's this for shits? I don't know, but it sounds really creepy, and would love to read that in spooky season. And this is actually horror because this is my Evernight, which you can also find unboxings of that, and also Owl Crate. And it's The Eyes Are the Best Part, and I think this is, oh, where did that go? There's another one that should be on here. So I think this is in like the, what is it? It's like Unhinged Heroines, which I really love that. So like kind of like Bunny, which I would also recommend. I know it deals with a lot, like, you know, feminism, and no, I can't believe I forgot the word, but it deals with like feminism and like racism and like othering, you know, being immigrant. I know it like has like protagonist who I think is in college, and her mom's boyfriend is like a creep with like a Asian fetish and like makes these really off-color jokes or something. Obviously it has a lot to do with eyes, so I'm assuming there's body gore, which is not my favorite, but look at these edges, oh my god. Oh, so I'm gonna, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting. I've read these, so I guess it's this one. So I got this from Goldsboro, and it's the 7th Veil of Salome. And I just feel like everything after like the 7 Lives of Evelyn, no, the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, everything's like the 7 something. But this one is by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, who Mexican Gothic, love that. Really great horror, although gets really gross at the end. Not my favorite, but still such a great book. So I'm really excited to see this. And like, you know, Sylvia Moreno Garcia is like super into horror, and she does so this is probably gonna be like a different genre, because she also has, which is, I think this one, Silver Nitrate, which is also horror, but it's like a different kind of horror. But no, I think this has to do with like, if it's not Hollywood, then like, oh, it is Golden Age Hollywood. So I think this might also fall into like the unhinged heroine, because I know it has to do with like a Hollywood starlet that like her time is coming up, and then Mexican Anjune, I'm pronouncing that horribly, I know, who's like coming to replace her, and then Samuel Salome is like the biblical character, and I wonder if it like they get some of her, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm excited for it, and I'm definitely gonna prioritize this one. Okay, we're changing this up a bit because it's painful kneeling here. All right, so Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Chipeco. I know I got this as a Goldsboro edition. You can tell the plastic. I don't remember what it is. I just know it deals with like vampires, and it's supposed to be a very adult book. I do want to read it, but I don't think it's gonna be as much of a priority. And also, look how massive this is. It's how many pages? It looks like a good 5-6er. Yeah, 502, 503. So while I do definitely want to read this, it might be next spooky season. Probably see me here talking about it next spooky season. I really want to read this. I got this from Waterstones, and look how pretty the edges are. I have this thing now where like I can't flip to the edges unless I finish the book. And this is Pandora. I know it has something to do with like finding a Greek vase and a museum or something like that. Oh yeah, it takes place in 1799, so it's like historical fiction. I know it probably has like some gothic vibes in it. Yeah, because like her uncle is like an antique dealer or something like that, and they find a vase, like a Greek vase or something like that. And it's, I don't know, I really don't know what else it's about. I just know it's about a Greek vase, and I thought there was a vase on here, and I just realized that's a bird. There's a vase, and it just seems like really eerie, and I've had this on my shelves for years, so I should probably get to it. Oh, the next one, which there's no way in heck I'm going to read all of these books in time, is I have, oh no, please don't burp. He's so sad, imagine. I have Gideon, Harrow, and Nona the 9th. I know absolutely nothing about this except people just rave about these books, and this is my Illumicrate edition when they redid it, and all I know is it's lesbian necromancers in space. So sounds I hear it's a wild ride, and I am very excited, and it's gonna be crazy trying to read all 3 plus a bunch of other stuff in a 2-month span, but we're gonna try. Oh, and this is an Owl Crate edition of The Buried and the Bound, which gives me like really autumny vibes. I'm honestly not really sure what it is. Not sure what this is about. I just know it has something to do with like magic and fae and a creature in the woods. But it gives me really cool, like not so much spooky, but like fall vibes, which is why I'm not gonna prioritize this. When I get to it, it'll be great. Probably won't, but it'll be cool. So, oh, Leviathan. This is my this is my Waterstones edition. I did not get a Goldsboro edition, and I know it has to deal with exactly Leviathan, right? That's how you pronounce it. Oh my God, I can't read this. It's also more historical fiction because it takes place in 1643, and they like witches and something in the water, which obviously is a Leviathan. You see all the tentacles. I've been wanting to read this forever, and I've been saving it for spooky season, so hopefully I actually read it this year. But it does seem like, oh yeah. Oh, Bewitching Stacey Halls. I never realized there was a subtitle. So I'm really, really excited to read this. Hopefully I get to read it this spooky season. And then this is a newer edition. I think this is Owl. No, this can't be. Oh, this is. Okay, this is my Owl Crate edition. Wow, do you see how pretty this is? It's such a pretty edition. I really want to read it just because it's so pretty. Which is, I know, is not the best. Also, it's not necessarily like fall a spooky season, but it has like those vibes just because it deals with like the Last Blood cover. So like, yeah, you know, like a woman whose magic is altering humans, and that can get really spooky. So that's why I kind of would love to read it. Don't have to read in spooky season. I've been saving it for it. I might read it outside of spooky season, but I'm excited. I want to read this. So this I think is my Fairy Loot edition, and it's The Temptation of Magic. And I get like real dark academia vibes, even though I guess like the side kind of gives you dark academia vibes because it looks like a leather bound book. Does the underneath do that? No, it does not. Magical people and like hunting magical people. But it's definitely dark academia, I think. Watch me totally wrong with it, and it looks, I don't love to read it this month, but we'll see. This pile of books I'm making is ginormous. And then we have Evocation by by S.T. Gibson. And I read A Dowry of Blood, which I realize is not here. I don't know why. That should totally be here. And I loved it. It was great. I think this one has to do with like this guy who has like a curse on him, has to go see a medium, and like the medium's like his ex-boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend, and like something about like the ex-boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend's wife, and the main character. I don't know. I think it's a series. It has a one, but I'm eager to read this because S.T. Gibson, I want to see more of what she, okay. I want to see more of what she's doing because I really loved A Dowry of Blood. So hopefully I can get that this spooky season. Oh, this is the other one, The Forest Grimm. I think this is my Fairy Loot edition. It's super pretty. So I think this is like a village that had like a magical book that they grant them wishes, but then someone did it for bad, and so the forest took it away, and now the village isn't doing so great. So now this young girl's like, I'm gonna go into the forest and get it, but it's dangerous, and there's like bad fairy tales, which I mean, Grimm's fairy tales are indeed grim. And so yeah, it just gives me like that semi-spooky, definitely fall vibes. If not, this might be like a November book if I don't get to it in September or October. Ooh, and now we have some actual horror. The Last to Leave the Room. Oh, how freaky. Oh my god. This is, of course, Evernight. Which is from Lynn McRae, and I think this is something about body doubles or something like that. Like this woman, she works for some company, and then she goes to the basement, she sees herself, and I don't know. But this is definitely true horror, and I am scared, and I definitely have to read that in spooky season because it's actual horror. I'm starting to get more into horror. It's not really my thing, but we're getting there, easing our way in. Starling House, and this is my Lynn McRae edition where they do the acetate dust jacket, which is really cool. All I know is that it's about the house. It's supposed to be like a gothic horror, and there's something eerie about Starling House. Although I've heard people who read to talk about it, and they said it's actually really not that gothic vibes, and it's just okay, which makes me sad because I was really looking forward to reading this. But we'll see. Oh, and then of course the OG Dracula. Last time I was able to actually do a proper spooky reading list, I read Frankenstein. I read my Owl Crate. They did like the paperback editions they threw in a few boxes. I don't mind epistolary novels. It was not for me. I was not crazy about it. So wait, is Frankenstein epistolary? I don't remember anymore. I think Dracula is. But I saw this in Barnes & Noble a few years back, and it's really cute. And I think it's like illustrated. Oh, it has cute M pages. I like how there's like some red in here. Oh yeah, there's some illustrations in here. I think there's more. Oh yeah, here we go. I just dropped it off. Here we go. So there's like some illustrations. I thought this was a really cute edition, and you know, I should probably try to read the classic. I mean, do I need to explain this? All right, almost done. So, and why I say this is in an ideal world, I would read all these books, but we got Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Damned. Do you see how thick? Although they are J. Kristoff and he writes so well. And these are my Inky Fox editions. Unfortunately, this one's not signed, but this one has a book plate. I'm super psyched to read this. It deals with years after the vampires waged war against humanity and they built an empire, hence Empire of the Vampire, and there's like one last vampire hunter or something, and he's like imprisoned or something. I don't know. Of course, it's J. Kristoff, so I expect there to be a lot of themes in here, a lot of, not necessarily horror, but like, you know, a lot of feels and a lot of smart asses. I have the Litjoy annotated editions of Nevernight. So good. So good. So I'm really eager to read this. But like, I can work out with this. Like, this is heavy. These are so big. And I'm intimidated. And I know each book left people in tears. So that's a lot. Oh my goodness. The stack of books is literally, it's about to fall over. This stack of books is about to hit my hip, and it will, because the next one is another series. All right. Oh my gosh, my hair. Okay. So I actually do have the Bookish Box Diviner series because I love New York City. I'm born and raised in the New York City metro area. I am a Jersey girl. I'm proud of that. But I do love New York City, and this is one that I will never show the edges for, because I mean the edges are nice. They're very Art Deco, which is the time of the Diviners. But like, I love this. Like, you can see the Brooklyn Bridge, Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, or is it the other way around? I can't tell. Oh yeah, Empire and Chrysler Building. It's just beautiful. I did read the first one when I was trying to figure out if I wanted to buy this or not, and then I was like, screw it. I love the spine. I'm buying it. I liked it. So basically what I remember it's to do with, I think this evil spirit came back from the dead. Yeah, it's the Naughty John. And oh my god, it's been years since I read this. I really don't want to reread this. And obviously it takes place in the 1920s, I believe. We got the 1920s vibes, New York. Yeah, I don't remember much, but these editions are beautiful, and I love to actually finish reading the series. I really have no idea what the rest of the series entails. I'm pretty sure they didn't quite kill the bad spirit at the end of the first one and probably comes back. I don't remember. And oh, it's official. My book stack meets my hip. Almost. Alright, we're back on the floor, and this is my spooky season TBR. We got 1, 2, 3, not this one because I read it, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 books, y'all. You know, if this was a normal month, a normal 2 months, I'd be like, I could do this. And I actually have 1 year, maybe I'll put a picture in here, where I did a really big spooky season TBR like this, and it was not as big. I think it was the same number, but like, we got some chunks. We got some chunkies in here. But I was actually able to not completed because I think I had like 30 books, but I got like a good 20 maybe done. I don't remember. I'll post that picture in here. But yeah, those are like the ones these are the ones I really want to get through. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are on my, maybe not 5, oh wait, 6, 7, 8 on my, it'd be nice if we got to it, but I don't have to. Oh, well, there she goes. This is what I'm gonna be reading. This is big. Oh, what do you think? Am I gonna do this? This is super ambitious. Am I gonna get to all these books? Oh wait, there's one more. Thought I was done, think again. Oh no. I have one last book, and actually it's in my favorite, and I thought this was like perfectly spooky season, and I ended up using this year round. It's Book Bow, and it was in collaboration with Hate Atlas, whose designs I love. They have such great designs. But yeah, books may well be the only true magic, and it's really great. It's supposed to be waterproof. I have not tried, and I do not want to find out, but in case I ever do, at least, you know. And it's really, I love this material. It's like neoprene. Love it. But I forgot because I haven't started it. Oh, I just realized it's kind of like holographic. But my last one is Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts, which is probably more on the erotica than on the horror, even though it deals with vampires. But it deals with vampires. So, from what I know is that there is a half human, half vampire who kind of doesn't know where she belongs, and she gets married off to a vampire, I believe, and some sexy times ensue. I think there's supposed to be like a reverse harem, I think, happening in here. I'm not sure. I read a few Katie Roberts books before. Oh yeah, like her Dark Olympus one. I enjoy them. This is my Bookish Box edition before they royally screwed up. And I think it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the other Persephone and Hades book. I've heard her name, but she did another one that dealing with vampires. That's what like the vibes were getting me. Oh, King of Battle and Fury vibes. I read that one, so that's the vibes I'm getting from this one, where it's like she gets sold off, and then with her husband and some of his friends, they make a partnership, if you get what I mean, and then I think come back for revenge on her father. Who's her father? A king of vampires then? I don't know, because she's half. I don't know. I will find out because this is my current read. So yeah, I guess this is technically the new stack. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do. So this stack is officially taller than I am, or about my height. Okay, now it's my official 20 books, guys. I hope I got it. Sorry for how crazy and chaotic this has been. This is my first like non-unboxing video. Please bear with me. Subscribe if you want to follow, and I promise I'll have some very interesting videos out. But yeah, this is fun, and I'm definitely also about to film another one of my recommendations of books I've actually read. So sorry I wasn't as prepared. Now I know how I should prepare better. But at least I can definitely speak about books I've definitely read and I can recommend. So see you in a bit. So spooky season comes to an end. Here's the pile of books I did manage to finish reading.